The Dimka coup.
Okay.
The Dimka coup.
Okay.
You were still active then.
Yes.
What happened?
We have to go back a little. I didn't like to be transferred to Lagos because I just didn't like traffic. But I think I was senior enough after Murtala's coup against Gawan. So I was commander at Abeokuta Depot. And there was a coup led by Murtala. I was one of those you will call Gawan boys. I didn't want that coup. I wanted to mobilize the troops at Depot. And I knew what to do. I will surround Lagos. Murtala himself sent Buhari to come and tell me at Abeokuta to please not move troops because Gawan himself has surrendered.
The same Buhari?
The same Buhari was sent to me at Abeokuta not to move troops. I knew what to do because they didn't have troops.
So you wanted to counter them?
I wanted to counter the coup. But when Buhari came, he stayed the night. And I told him I have nothing to do since General Gawan has surrendered. So General Gawan went his way. In the meantime, I was transferred to Army headquarters as number 2 to Danjuma. In the school in England, my number was 142. Danjuma was 146. He was four behind me. But when we got home, of course, there was this North versus South and East versus North and all that kind of nonsense. If you were looking for a Northerner, Obeya was 145. If you were looking for a Christian, Obeya was a Christian. But Danjuma had been with them in their various schools. So that qualified him.
So he was the chief of army staff?
He was chief of army staff. And I was made the principal general staff officer. The principal general staff officer, I was the second to be the PGSO. The first one was Shua. When you are senior and they're looking for posts for you, they will organize a post for you. And I took that post as the PGSO to coordinate the administration, the strategy, the tactics, and the quartermaster, the logistics with intelligence. Now, I went to meet Danjuma to say, the story is in this book. I went to meet Danjuma to say, look, I don't like Lagos. I would like a house by the waterside. And I would like to use a boat. Don't give me a staff car, give me a boat. They said they were not going to give me a boat, that even the Navy commander, Adelanwa, did not have a boat. Okay. So when I got home to my mother, and we were discussing what happened today, and I told them I needed a boat. My mother kind of listened and took my wife to a friend of mine called Mr. Charles Harding. He was the managing director of the First Bank. They taught me how to play golf with one man at Ibadan here called Roy Douglas Salt. He was the managing director of Caxton Press. They taught me how to play golf in Ibadan here. And so my mother went to this man and said, look, my son needs a boat. Where can she get a boat? Need a boat? The man said, well, let us call him. They said, no, I just want to buy a boat for him. They went to a Papa Boat Club. There was no boat. They went to Ikoyi Boat Club. There is a 6-sleeper, air-conditioned, with kitchen, with boys' quarter, with shower, Chris Craft boat. My mother paid for it. That boat, the picture of the boat is in this book. I told Danjuma that, look, things are rosy now when problem comes in the military, we should look ahead. When there is a problem of traffic or whatever, we will go by boat. He said no. So I started using boats from the house they gave me to Marine Jetty at the Army headquarters. 15 minutes. I will have my breakfast in the boat. I was living well. And I will get to, while they were all sweating in the traffic, I would just go by boat, and I went by boat. So on that very day of Dimka school, first of all, I took Dimka to Madrid for sports conference.
You knew him personally?
I took him to be at Madrid because he was in charge of physical education. So he was secretary.
He was huge.
Not huge. He was just an army officer. About my height and build. That's Dimka. About my height and build.
What was his personality like?
No, it was okay. I mean, he was just a typical army officer, a junior officer who was in charge of physical training. And because he was in charge of physical training, I took him to Madrid and another naval officer, HMB. Then we were three that went for the meeting in Madrid. The Argentina general.
Pinochet?
No, the general in charge of sports that came to Madrid with his team, he had a heart attack and died. So instead of staying 1 week, I think we stayed just 4 days. I told Dimka, because my mother liked pictures, I bought a camera in London. And Dimka liked it, and he helped me to load the film. I was taking the 3 of us from Nigeria, plus 3 from Ghana, General Sam, Edwin Sam. He led the Ghanaian team. So I was taking the 3 from Ghana plus the 3 of Nigeria. I took them to Chinese restaurant. Dimka loaded the film in the camera and forgot the camera in the taxi.
Was he drunk?
No, he just forgot. But when we got to the Chinese, let me start taking pictures, he forgot the picture. Then we went to left luggage area. They couldn't find it. Nobody reported. It was a brand new camera, 1.2 Canon.
How did you feel?
They just advertised it. I was sad because I will have no picture to show my mother.
Mommy's boy.
And then Dimka said, oh, I will buy another one for you. Let's go.
Did he buy?
He didn't have the money to buy the new one.
So why was he saying he would buy you a new one?
Well, then he made his mouth. But finally, we couldn't find the picture. So I said, Dimka, from now on, don't come to my house. Don't talk to me. Just leave me quietly alone. When we get to the conference, everything will be okay. But the general from Argentina died, and so we had to come home. I went through Paris. I just went to see some friends, and we went to Lido and dance and all that, and then I went home. I didn't see Dimka for 1 week, so I sent his deputy, Oresoya. I think that's the name. So I told the deputy, I have not seen Dimka for 1 week. By Friday, if I fail to see Dimka, I'll put him under house arrest. I want the report of the meeting. By Friday, he was announcing dusk to dawn and down to dusk or not.
Where were you when you heard that announcement?
Good.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
Ǹjẹ́ òun lálàá láti ṣàbẹ̀wò sí Ọ̀yọ́túnjí Village àti Gọ́lá Gèchí Corridor ní USA? Aláàrẹ̀ ti wà lárọ̀ọ́wọ́tó rẹ̀ báyìí. Royal Whale Cultural Tourism Agency pẹ̀lú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ GOQ Travel